Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and I want to talk about insurance, hazard insurance specifically, the kind that large companies or water parks or theme parks or amusement parks have to take out just so that they can operate by law. They're required to have substantial, real insurance because there's a real risk usually, and it helps keep the performance and the quality of the attractions up to par. So here's the thing. Real story, actually true story, not too far geographically from where I'm located. There are no water parks in my immediate vicinity for many miles, but there actually used to be in a town very close to where I am. There was a pretty good sized water park. I didn't actually visit it, but I heard about it, and it had an accident one day. Some patrons were having fun, too much fun. They decided it would be smart to all go down one of the attractions at the same time. And a platform collapsed, long story short. Some people actually died, and the park was closed. Since then, it has become prohibitively expensive to open any kind of attraction in this area. Nobody wants to finance it or insure it. They say, no, it's just not worth it, because when something like that happens, there is, obviously going to be a lawsuit, reparations, and damages, compensation for the victims and the victim's family. And it's just, it spoils it for everybody. So what's the solution? I want to talk about this for a second. I don't think a good idea is to just make it prohibitively expensive to open water parks. I'm going to open with that logic. I also think that having, fun places to go is very important. Not only important, but is essential for human health and happiness, to have some kind of, entertainment, recreation, and, something outdoors where you have to actually move your legs a little bit. It's a great thing to have. And they're closing down one by one, and they don't tend to reopen very easily or very frequently. We're losing our attractions. And the only ones that remain that I can see are the big ones that are very centralized, very protected, very wealthy. And it's unfortunate because not everybody has transportation or easy access to these places. And the fewer of them there are, the lines get longer, and it takes the wind out of your sails, so to speak. So I'm also not suggesting, on the other hand, that just any Tom, Dick, or Harry can open up their own water park without some kind of oversight or regulations, because that is a recipe for disaster, if we're being honest. So what is the solution here? I think there is one. I think there is a solution. First of all, I don't believe that requiring an exorbitant amount of insurance is the answer. I think that makes it prohibitive. That bottom line, it just kills the whole thing. So what is the next best solution to ensuring safety and quality, and that patrons are kept safe in the event of some kind of accident? Because you can't prevent every single type of accident, no matter how careful you are. Things are going to happen eventually, but you can make sure that they are designed correctly, designed for the outside edge case scenarios, corner cases even, and anticipate that kids are going to be kids, and sometimes even if you have signs up saying something to the contrary, they're going to try to get on a platform 15 at a time. It happens. So I think maybe a good solution would be to have some kind of centralized requirement for theme parks and such attractions as water parks, where there's an authority that may step in and employ people themselves, and like an agency that reviews the safety and quality outside of an insurance capacity, but makes sure that everything is engineered correctly, installed correctly, gives it some kind of certification, seal of approval. And there may be some kind of disclosure or waiver, obviously, for people who want to partake of the fun, where they agree, we have done our best to make everything safe, but outside of normal use, we can only be held liable to a limited extent, at the risk of destroying the entire idea for everybody, literally everybody. I mean, does that sound reasonable? To make them affordable, at least remotely, to some people, like in the middle, not necessarily the least qualified, but people who have run them successfully in the past and have suffered as a result of these rare and unfortunate incidents. I don't think that it's fair or prudent to have only Six Flags and Disneyland be the only attractions. It doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, something to think about. I like theme parks a lot. I think I've always had a good time. And I also like feeling safe, and I know that everybody else does too. So reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.